I mostly just talk books here, and sometimes it feels like I'm just talking about fear through paper and ink. But if you've been paying attention at all, I'm never just talking about books. I almost didn't post again today because I just didn't feel like getting in front of a camera. But I keep thinking about a name that's been on my mind in a lot of yours this week, Renee Good. A woman, a parent, a life taken in Minneapolis during a federal operation. I read nonfiction in part because I want to understand why things like this even happen. Because I want a lens on the pattern, not just the headlines. And it feels like a pattern we've seen before, where fear gets intertwined with the law, where we convince ourselves that any government agency should be able to execute somebody because they're perceived as a threat. So many people accept this, defend it, rationalize it. History shows us it always starts in marginalized communities, ones with the least power, the ones that we're taught that we don't need to worry about. And they try to warn us, but it never stays there. Reading these stories, I'm reminded that the violence we see is connected to old lies. The lie that power should always have the final say. The lie that fear justifies force. The lie that sometimes lives are just expendable. These are not truths, they're justifications. Narratives we tell ourselves to sleep at night, and it is heavy. I know because every time I talk about a nonfiction book with a lot of heavy political themes, my follower count drops. The world says, we don't want to feel this. We don't want to think this hard. And I get that too. Some days I just need to hide in a fictional world. Some days the idea of speaking feels louder than I can handle. But then I think to myself, what's the alternative? To live quietly while history repeats? To let fear become policy? To accept the idea that government agents should have the ability to kill just because they feel scared? It's not freedom. That's not safety. I keep reading because books help me see the why. They help me connect the dots between now and what came before. They help remind me that this moment isn't isolated, but it can be a place where we choose differently. So if you're out there feeling scared, you're not weak. If you're tired and quiet and unsure what to say, that still matters. And if all you can do is read, think, and show up in whatever way you can, that can still be part of resistance. Because freedom, real freedom, doesn't come from fear or force. It comes from facing the truth, acknowledging loss, from demanding that the lies we've accepted stop. We do that together even when it's heavy.